What's up everybody, it's Alex from Lightman Designs, and today I'm showing you how you can create a cool text effect similar to this one, and this is a fire effect using Photoshop. It's actually a lot easier than you think it might be, and only takes about 5 minutes, so let's get on with it. So the first thing you want to do is make a new document, and I like these dimensions, 640 by 360 sometimes. I'm going to make it a little bigger, let's do like 800 by 400. Whatever document size you might need is what you should use, but I am going to first of all set the background color to black because, to be honest, fire looks better on black, and make a new layer and select your type tool and write out whatever you want to write. I'm just going to write fire and set the color to white. It doesn't really matter what the color is to start out with, but you can write whatever text you want, and the font I used is called Zapfino. It was pre-installed on my computer, so check, you might have it, but of course, whatever font you want to use, go ahead and use it. Now, what we want to do is start to put the effect on. So go ahead and in your fire layer, or in your text layer, double-click to get your layer style, and in the blending options, go ahead and set the fill opacity all the way down to 0, and your text will disappear. Now, go ahead to Inner Glow, check that off, and set the color to fire orange, and kind of a light orange, not too dark. Set the size a little bit up. I'm going to use about 8 pixels, but depending on, how big your font size is and how wide the font is, it might be a little different. Just try to make it look a little bit like my font, a little bit of an inner glow there. And keep the opacity at 75. Now for the outer glow, again, the color you want to do kind of a light orange, not too dark, because we'll get to the darker oranges in a little bit. I'm going to do something like that. Set the size a little bit up. I'm going to go to 9 just to get a little bit of a glow around it, and set the opacity all the way up to 100. Actually, I'm going to go about 80 on this one. Get a little bit of 100 was a little bit too bright. Hit OK, and now we're going to duplicate that by Command-J or Control-J, depending on whether you're on a Mac or a PC. Go ahead into the blending options, Inner Glow. You want to change this Inner Glow to a kind of a little bit darker than the one before. So you just have to drag it a little down because the color in there will be the one you used before. We're going to make the opacity a little bit brighter, about 90, and set the size so it fills up most of the lettering, but it doesn't fill up the whole thing where it's, out of control. You want a little bit of black to stay in there, so for mine, I like about 20-ish, so you still have a little bit of black, but it fills up most of the lettering. And now the outer glow, you want to set this to a much, much darker orange, something close to red. The size we're going to bring up a little bit, so it's a pretty big glow, and the opacity as well. So that's going to be a little bit too overpowering, so we're going to set that down, but that should be the dominant color and effect. And there we have the first step in the text effect. So we have our bottom layer, which looks like that, our top layer looks like that, and together it makes that. So now the top text layer, which is the one that should have the really bright orange, the one that I did second. So you're going to go ahead and rasterize that so it's an image that we can edit. And we're going to take our smudge tool, and if you don't have it, you might see your blur tool, so just hold down and go to your smudge and let go of your cursor. And then we're going to make the hardness 25%, and the size you might have to play with depending on how big your canvas is, but you can see how big my text is and how big this circle is, which is 30 pixels I'm going to use. But this is where we're going to create the flames for this. So you might need to be a little bit artistic. I'm not the most artistic person in the world, but it's pretty easy. Just go ahead and just drag out from the text and, try to create some flames. You can spend a pretty long time on this if you really want it to be that great, but, because this is a video tutorial, I'm just going to make some quick flames here. But of course, spend however much time you need on this, make it look pretty good. I'm just going to drag that out like that, create some realistic looking flames. And this is definitely not the best I've seen done. that I've done before, because I have done this a few times, but it'll work for the video. So it looks like our text is on fire now. What we're going to do is go ahead and hold Control or Command to select it and click on the image of the layer, and that will select the text. Now we're going to inverse it by Shift Control I or Shift Command I, and just hit the delete key, and that will bring the brightness down a little bit by deleting some of the outer layers of the fire or the flames. Now you can deselect it, and one more thing, we want to hold Control or Command again and go ahead and select the layer again, and we are going to go to Layer, New Fill Layer, Solid Color, just click OK and set it to a solid white color, just like that, and I'll set the blend mode to Overlay. And that should give you a really nice fire effect. To me, that looks pretty good. I mean, the colors are on point, but the flames aren't, and you know, that's just a matter of me going in there and pulling a little bit differently. But that's pretty much it. Simple text effect in Photoshop. Again, the font I use is called Zapfino. Feel free to rewind at any point you need to, take pauses, and try it out yourself. It's pretty easy. Easier than you might expect. If you haven't already, check out my website, lightmandesigns.com, and also subscribe to this channel for more updates. Check out my main channel, youtube.com/everythingforiPod, if you're interested in tech. If you aren't already subscribed to that, I'm sure a lot of you came to this channel from there. But anyway, guys, that's it. I'll catch you in my next video, and I hope you enjoyed this one. See you later.